Hello everyone, and welcome back to Having to Roll. I am Rain, I am the GM, and I am happy to bring you all in, even though we come in during some kind of troubling times. Damienn is not in the best place right now, and we're really hoping that he can get out of there. But for now, we're just gonna have to deal with it. So let's get back to the plight that has befallen our friends in Curse of the Crimson Throne. Moment of silence here. Hello, beautiful wife.
Hello, beautiful husband.
And welcome back
to
Curse of the Crimson Throne. Curse
of the Crimson Throne.
That one was actually pretty good, huh?
Curse of the Crimson Throne.
So, Deft, what happened last time on Curse? Did something bad happen last time? I thought something good happened. You beat Cindermall, didn't you?
Damienn got eaten.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Feel my anguish. But yeah, we went and attacked Cindermaw.
Yes.
It turns out Cindermaw is a lot easier to cut yourself out of than to get away from.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from.
With the difficulty of the knowledge checks required, we did not actually learn that the magma or the fire template infused purple worm had tremor sense.
Yes.
Until we found out the hard way.
Yep.
Which was when
Damienn got eaten.
Damienn got eaten.
And he's dead.
He's dead. Lenore rescued his body in truly badass fashion. Like, holy shit. That went off really, really cool. But Damienn is in fact dead.
Yes. And with that in mind, we push in to a little wagon just outside Korvosa. A young tiefling boy with his feet dangling from a table. Little hoofy feet, yes. As his mother comes over, gives him a kiss on the forehead, just between his little horns. She puts a bowl of, I don't know, whatever the in-universe equivalent of Kraft macaroni and cheese is in front of him.
Kraft
Look,
check.
an easy meal.
Kraft check macaroni and cheese.
Yes. And he scooches up to the table. And she sits down next to him. Damienn, what are you doing?
This is Damien's favorite meal. It's not fancy. It's not even the most like healthy or nutritious, which are things that he values when he's older. But it is delicious, and it's made with love by his mom, and so it is his favorite. He will happily start digging into his meal, and with a mouthful of food goes, "Thanks, Mom!"
And she reaches over and pats you on the shoulder, and you can see a look in her eyes that's happy, but you can see like tears forming as she looks at you.
Damienn swallows as much of his food as he can. What's wrong?
She's just like, oh, it's just nice to be together. She looks at you.
Mommy, why are you sad?
It's nothing. And as you hear that, you hear a sound like a knock at a door. But you guys are like sitting out in the open air. And your mother sort of like perks her ears up. What's going on? And your father similarly like looks around.
But what was that?
And you hear a dum, 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 a muffled voice as if speaking through a door.
What is that?
And your mother goes, it's nothing, honey. It's just, don't worry about it. Just enjoy your lunch. And your father puts down his copy of the Corvosa Carrier and stands up.
Is it Ambrose? Is he coming home?
No, honey. Ambrose isn't coming home yet. Your father, Marcelina, stands up and goes, son, Ambrose isn't going to be joining us.
Why not?
He wasn't part of the deal.
The deal?
And you hear a boom, boom, boom. And now the muffled voice starts to take form. You just hear, what are you saying to draw back Damienn?
Damienn, my friend, please return to us. We need your help. Your work here is not yet done. I'm sorry about the deeper darkness. I thought it would work. Please, come back and allow me to make it up to you somehow.
Okay. And roll me a d20.
All right.
Just, I need something.
A natural 1.
All right. Let's do a little intercut here.
Feck.
So Damienn, you hear this voice and you recognize it. It's your friend Unia.
Unia? What's Unia doing here? Hey, you should let them in.
And basically, as you say that, it's like the world around you sort of like ripples. You're still sitting at your table, and there's still like the awning stretched out above you, and your mother is still there, but everything else sort of shakes along with this sound of a person knocking at the door. Unia, you have your hands on Damien's chest, and you can feel this golden energy pulsing through him, urging his heart to beat.
Please, Damienn, you have no idea what I had to do to sell that sustaining spoon. Please. I got this diamond for you, Damienn.
And there's a moment where it seems almost like something's stopping the magic from penetrating.
Come on.
And Damienn, you hear this knocking at the door and the world is warping around you. Your father puts down his copy of the Corvosa Carrier and he goes, well, Damienn, I never thought we'd actually be able to have this conversation.
What do you mean?
And he stands up to his full height and he just goes, I was starting to worry that it wasn't all worth it.
What wasn't worth it?
I was promised a much greater return on investment. But you... And as he's talking, the world around you starts to fade. And rather than being at a little caravan cart, you are surrounded by iron bars. And where your father was standing, the image fades and you see a figure cloaked in shadow with fire burning above his head and eyes gleaming red in the darkness.
I was promised so much more.
And you see, in a cell next to you, your mother.
What's going on?
It's okay, Damienn. We're
Mom?
going to be together.
Mom, what's going on?
It's okay.
Who is this guy?
He's...
Who is this guy?
Damienn Cosmos. You know, I was worried that this agreement wasn't going to work out. But you've gone and proven yourself quite valuable.
What
And
the fuck are you talking about?
you see, your mother and I had an arrangement.
What was
She
the-
broke her agreement. But now it seems your friends want to bring you back. But I'm not one to let collateral go.
collateral?
And you hear the banging on the door.
Mom, what's happening? Collateral for what?
It's okay, honey. It's okay. We're gonna be together. And it seems like she can't even really like hear you, and she's just like reaching through the bars.
Can I try to reach through the bars?
Yeah,
To touch your hand.
yeah. You reach through,
Yeah.
and as you grasp her hand, there's a flash of images. First, as you're looking at your mother, the way that you remember her from when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see her as an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see kind of an amorphous form surrounded by black stone. And then you're flashed back to sitting at the table under the caravan.
What's happening?
And now, Damienn, you are no longer a child. You are now an adult.
Mom, what's going on? Were we in hell?
She can't really hear you, you know. It's not how it works. You see, Damienn, your friends, they want you back. And they're making a reasonable offering. But, unfortunately, that's going to take more than a little gold or a diamond to satisfy what your mother owes me.
She doesn't owe you anything.
But that's where you're wrong.
And as he says that, the world around you fades. And we're no longer in Thief Camp outside Corvosa. We are flying through the clouds to a gleaming white city on a hill covered in elegant domed buildings. At the top of the hill, a white marble statue of a bearded man holding aloft a sword gleams in the rising sun. A winged eye embossed on the robe on the front of his chest. As we fly closer, there is a caption on the lower third. West Crown, 4639. A young girl, probably about 8 years old, stands in a parlor amid red cushioned couches. Next to her, a young boy, probably about age 3, is running around in circles. He runs up to her with a wide smile on her face and pushes her into her hip, and she lets out a yelp. A calloused hand grabs the boy's wrist. "Alexei, stop berating your sister," the dry voice of a man scolds. A set of double doors open, and a woman in a red gown and black corset strides into the room, the fabric rippling like fire in the magical light of the sitting room. And Damienn, if you would like, you can give me either a history or a nobility check to recognize the woman.
Yes. I will make a history check. I'm going to do it with physical dice this time because the dice roller gave me the natural one, and fuck it. That is a 21 on history.
Okay, 21. You recognize that the style of clothing is indicative of somebody from Cheliax at the beginning, at the early part of the last century. You know, it would match with the lower third that you all saw. West Crown 4639.
Very convenient lower third.
Yes. It's faded now, so. But the woman, but you can't tell exactly who the woman is. So, this is the girl, Anastasia. Have you any talents, girl? The girl stands up straight, with all her courage, declares, I can sing. She takes a deep breath as if to begin a song, but the woman bends down, placing a finger over her mouth. Dear, you can't always give everything away. She gives a false smile and then glares at the man standing behind the girl. And I have your word? Your sign? Yes, Your Grace, I want the war to end as much as the next person. The woman, I should describe her a little more. She's fair-skinned, black hair, and just the dress is extremely opulent. Much like the sitting room that you're in, which is decorated to match her regalia. She paces around the room, gazing wistfully at a bookshelf of ancient tomes, before resting her hand on a writing desk. Yes. Of course, peace at last. But, you see, Nicolatus, I don't simply want peace. I want security. She turns again, her eyes bearing into the man. And for that, you'll forgive me that I'd like it in writing. She flicks her hand, and fire shoots down, a scroll of parchment unfurling in the trail of smoke. You will vote to support my ascension. And in exchange, little Anastasia will secure her place as head of all your holdings here in West Crown, with my blessing. And the hand of my third son. Sweat forms on the man's brow, and he seems to stifle an objection. Yes, of course. The woman picks up a quill. Well then, let's not keep us waiting. She jabs the quill into her hand and pulls it free, coated in fresh blood, scrawls something on the document, beckons the man to come closer. He hesitates, but she casts a hungry gaze upon him. His hesitation melts into submission, and he signs. Can you write, girl? The girl plucks up. Yes, Miss Throne. She holds out a hand. Be a dear, then, and write your name here. The girl leans over the scroll, and we see red lettering that a lot of it doesn't make sense. You see material plane being the fourth being the fourth some big word, the third cycle of some other word, on file in fallen fastness, and a big number. She looks over it, and the text is blurry, like it doesn't register what it's saying. Signed in blood and bound by soul, and there's a little parenthetical with an S after soul, and a line. She looks up at the man. What does it mean, Papa? And the man kneels down next to her and just says, it means that you are going to have a good friend, a husband, to keep you company, and take care of you when you're older. She scrunches up her face and just goes, Papa, I don't want to. You told me I wouldn't need anyone, that everything that is yours will be mine, and I don't want to share it. The woman grabs the girl's face, directing her attention to her. If you don't, your father won't have anything left to give you, girl. He'll be just like all the others who stood in my way. You've seen them, haven't you? She starts to cry. It's like, do you want that. Girl is now sort of choking back tears. No. Then right. She takes the girl's hand and jabs the quill into her finger.
Stop!
And
Stop!
just here, girl, and points to the line. And you see a collection of signatures. First, Abigail Thrune the First. Second, Nicolatus Arvanchi. Third, she writes in awkward, malformed letters, Anastasia Arvanchi.
She didn't consent to this.
Her blood soaks into the parchment. A few tears fall to the paper.
Mom?
And the girl is crying. The man picks her up and holds her. It's okay, dear. It's okay. And the woman rolls up the parchment. And there you have it. She smiles. House Arvanchi will remain the greatest power in West Crown, and you shall be forever bonded to the House of Thrune. And we shall have peace in our time. She shakes the father's free hand. Now go. And as she says, now go, everything fades in smoke.
You know what you did. She didn't agree to that. She was coerced.
She signed.
I thought you devils were supposed to be all about making people think they wanted what you had to give them. She didn't want that. She was 8.
But she wanted to help her father. And she did.
She didn't know what she was signing into. She couldn't even understand the document.
Well, you have to take that up with the fallen fastness, I suppose.
And why can't I just take it up with you?
Because you are without corporeal form.
And he snaps his fingers, and you feel like basically everything around you just becomes this nebulous blur of dark shadows and fire. And, like, you can't make sense of anything around you.
What are you going to do, boy?
When I have my body back, you're gonna get it. You will be fucking sorry for this.
No, I don't think I will be. Why should I let them have your soul? It's mine. You see, you'll know this, of course. Your mother broke her agreement. And unfortunately, that meant that the Arvanchi family didn't do quite as well, didn't it? But
we already paid for that. That's why I'm a tiefling, isn't it? Isn't that the thing the curse was supposed to do when she broke it?
Oh, no.
Firstborn child?
Oh, no. Everything your family owns.
Everything.
And in case you haven't put this together yet, Damienn, I don't think you need to make a knowledge check. You go, Arvanchi.
So we're part of Ilios's family then.
Now you're getting it, boy. Your family, it does have a bit more than I thought it would. And ironically, it is down to the whims of a girl yet again. And I want it. So, here's my bargain. I'll let you go back to your friends. And I'll even set your mother free. All you have to do, deliver the soul of Iliosa to me.
Damienn swallows hard, even though he no longer has a mouth or a throat or anything to swallow with.
With that, he says, with that, the ruin of House Arvanchi will be complete.
So all of this has happened because my mom didn't want to marry the guy she was set up with.
She broke a contract.
And how many of us are still going to end up here?
That That depends. I'm offering you a good deal. Can you hold it up?
They always look like good deals.
And he like, you see like a clawed hand close tighter, and you see the bars around your mother's cell push in again, and she lets out a scream.
Stop that!
Well,
Stop hurting her! You know what? She's probably well on her way to you anyway.
oh, she's already here.
I mean Iliosa. What would I have to do besides kill her?
Her soul is signed over to another. And I can't let it go there.
Who?
I can't say.
Hmm.
But I'm sure, resourceful boy that you are, you can find out.
Is it Kazavan?
Can't say.
Doesn't it bother you that by sending me back, by getting Iliosa's soul, she's going to lose everything else that could be claimed by the Arvanchi family, all of Corvosa?
Once I have her, I'll have everything I need.
For what?
The contract, of course.
And when I die, am I coming back here for making a contract with you?
Not if you uphold your end of the bargain.
When Ambrose dies, is he coming here too?
No. Only the firstborn. That's how it goes with these deals.
Is my dad here?
No.
Mom. Mom, can you hear me?
We're together, Damien. It's okay.
Can you let me talk to her before I sign anything?
Say whatever you want.
Can you let me speak with her? Converse.
No, I'm afraid she's quite lost.
Mom.
It's okay, Damien. We'll be together. Just me and you.
Mom.
You see her, again, as an old woman, crying. Then as a little girl. And then the age that you would recognize her at, probably around like her 30s or 40s, reaching out toward you.
I can't let you stay like this. What's your catch, devil?
Catch?
Yeah.
Well, Damien. It's quite simple, really. You already belong to me. I just want a trade. Say no and your friends don't get you back either. Your little relic. You see an image of the symbol of Eridan appear. Doesn't really carry the same power it used to. There was a time where a priest of Eridan would send my kind running, but that time is long past now.
My friends are going to want an explanation. They're going to want me to tell them what happened here. What should I call you?
A good question. Call me the Watchful Uncle. Sorry.
Well, watchful uncle. Set my mom free. Send me back. And then you can go fuck yourself.
We know how it is. Let's have it in writing. Unfortunately, we can't bind anything in blood. But, you see, basically floating before you, there's an image of some kind of contract written in Infernal. Says things like material plane being the fourth incarnation of the third cycle of mortality. On file and fallen fastness, number.
I'm going to make a linguistics check just to see if I can parse any details of the document that might otherwise be hidden. Not great. 5 for a total of 18.
Yeah. It basically says that the soul of Anastasia Arvanchi will be freed, and Damienn Cosmos will be able to answer the call of resurrection. And in exchange, Damienn Cosmos will deliver the soul of Iliosa Arabasti in a timely manner. And a timely manner is in quotations.
What does timely manner entail?
Well, I know things on the material plane can be difficult for people like you. So long as you're focused, you need not worry about anything.
Okay. I mean, it's dire. We have to get rid of her, so. You should know, watchful uncle. I keep my promises. I keep all of them.
Good. Means you learned something from your mother. Let's hope you can do better. There's basically a little dialogue box that says accept.
And Damienn will.
It says there's also a checkbox saying I've read the terms and conditions.
Checkbox that says I'm not a robot.
Identify these pictures of bridges for me.
And Damienn will look back at his mom.
It's okay, Damienn. We'll be together.
And with the remembrance of tears streaming down his face, he will accept the contract.
Okay. Unia, you've been going at this for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Why isn't it
The
working?
light is starting to fade.
Fuck.
And you're starting to feel stress, like as if something's blocking you. And then, all of a sudden, it just works.
Yeah.
Damienn, your eyes open. You see Unia leaning over you, blood running from their nose. The
They're
color
trembling.
drain, color drain from their skin.
Damienn?
What's going on? Am I back? Oh, fuck, I'm back. Okay.
You are beneath a cloudless sky. The sun is setting.
Unia is just going to collapse from their knees to the ground as they just sort of roll over onto their back and breathe. Why was that so difficult? What happened? Do you remember anything? Does Damienn remember anything?
Damienn remembers that he needs to find out who owns the soul of Iliosa.
I don't know what happened.
And you remember that your mother's name was Anastasia Arvanchi.
But I remember my mom is related to Iliosa somehow. Like she was an Arvanchi. And I need to find out who owns Iliosa's soul for some reason.
I'm going to have Unia make a knowledge religion check. Actually, I'm going to have Damienn and Unia both make knowledge religion checks to see what's going on with the soul thing. Nope, Unia doesn't help. They're exhausted. Damienn, it would be great if I could roll higher than a 10 on anything tonight. Hey, 14. So that's a 30 for Damienn.
Mm-hmm. What kind of check is this?
A knowledge religion check to see if Damienn can figure out why he woke up from being dead, suddenly needing to know who owns Iliosa's soul.
You don't You know that it probably means that something on the other side gave you this information. You don't know what sort of entities can talk to basically souls in the River of Souls, but it's got to be something powerful.
Somebody wants me to do this. I don't remember who or why. It must have been somebody who could talk to me while I was dead. I mean, obviously, but my head is killing me.
That would be the negative levels. I will restore you as soon as I can.
You can
breathe.
also roll a knowledge nobility, just to, because you guys have done like a lot of research into like Iliosa.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I'll do that. Damienn got a 16. Let's have Unia roll. God, I'm rolling like shit tonight. A total of 18.
Total of 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really know how all this fits together.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Can Ophelia run over and also?
Yeah. And everybody's here.
Oh my gosh, Damienn! He's back! He's back! Lenore, he's back! Trinia! Get over here, please! So that's a 20. Let's have Trinia roll and see if she can roll better.
Oh, you also remember the name Alexei Ranchi.
Alexei Arvanchi.
Yes.
Oh my god, okay. So Trinia rolled a 29. So with 2 aids, that's 33.
And she goes, I don't know, Anastasia Arvanchi, but you said the other name was what?
Alexei?
Yeah, he was some West Crown noble. He died like a long time ago. I think his son rules West Crown now. He's the mayor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know how the mayor of West Crown is related to Queen Iliosa?
Oh, that's her dad.
Oh my god. My mom was like her great aunt?
Yeah, sounds like.
Fuck!
And
What is it? What's going on?
I think I have a claim to the throne. Fuck!
goodness.
Damienn, are you okay?
No! I'm a fucking noble. I ate it. Can somebody just kill me again now, please?
Lenore comes over and stabs you.
All
I hate
right.
nobles too.
There we go. And then Ophelia starts laughing and she hugs Damienn, and Lenore comes over and hugs Damienn too.
Oh.
And Unia sort of reaches out and pats Damien's leg where they can reach it because they're still collapsed on the ground. Like, hold on for a minute. I have some diamond dust. Hold on.
All right. You are, so to give you a little bit more information, you are in the Callow Mountains. One of the people gathered around you is also Thousand Bones. Excuse me. Speaker Akram is also there.
Hi.
Hi.
Did we do it? Did we win?
Akram just goes, Lenore performed the task of Sklar-Quah.
I cut its fucking head off.
And then you did that, yes.
It just made it a shorter worm, but I cut its fucking head off. It was awesome.
And then we had to do like a whole thing where we went to Kermaga to buy a diamond, because apparently you all didn't have any diamonds.
It's difficult to obtain diamonds when you continue to do good works for others without pay.
They sold the spoon.
No, I liked it. It was spicy. Why did you do that?
They didn't have enough money to buy the diamond.
I had to make diplomacy checks. Unia twitches.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Damienn is alive.
Damien's alive again.
1 negative level. We are out a sustaining spoon and 600
And now
additional
your
gold.
soul belongs to it. Well, actually, your soul has belonged to a devil the entire time.
Yeah, that's a very interesting set of revelations there. Holy shit, that was so sad. She was 8. She didn't even. Oh. What's like in case you were wondering how fucking evil Cheliax is, they coerced an 8-year-old to sign away her soul and the soul of her firstborn child when she was 8, so that under the threat of killing her father.
Do
Abigail Thrune,
everyone.
The thrice damned house.
Yep.
Fuck.
I have a lot of questions.
So, Damienn, you do finally manage to get some rest.
Yeah. Unia manages to dig 1,000 gold worth of diamond dust out of their pocket.
You guys sold like 22,000.
They did. No, I mean, it's just because they're tired.
Okay, I see.
And they sort of throw it in his direction, and he feels a little better.
And what are you guys doing tonight? Are you resting or?
Yeah. So Damien's gonna be kicking around with a negative level here, but I think he'll be all right mostly. And yeah, so I think tonight everybody will probably just rest. Damienn will ask some people some questions about what exactly went down between the time of his death and when he was woken up again. But we can do that later.
Yes.
And
We did a text post. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think Damienn, well, this is sort of up to you. Do you think Damienn has any nightmares about what happened while he was dead, or does he just not remember it at all?
Yeah, you would probably give me a will save, actually.
Oh boy. Okay. Where's my die? Okay.
Damienn noises.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't expecting to roll right now. Oh, okay, that's a 24.
Okay, yeah, you don't have the worst sleep. You do.
Okay.
You're very, very tired.
Yeah.
Your head hurts a lot, but you drift off to sleep, and you can see your mother reaching through bars at you.
Reaching back.
And she fades when you try to reach for her.
Oh.
But you do sleep. I'm not gonna have you do watch because the Bone Slayers are watching all of the Calamounds.
Yay!
It's nice to be in some sort of civilization with actual warriors around you.
Yes, that's very nice.
About now, a figure will start to move toward the fire, dressed in a large canvas or hide cloak. He is Thousand Bones, leaning heavily on his raven-headed staff.
Hello, Chief Bones, sir. Thousand Bones? Chief Thousand Bones, sir.
Thousand Bones is not the chief. Thousand Bones is the shaman.
Damn it.
The chief is Chief One Eye.
Mr. Thousand
One Life,
Bones?
sorry.
All right. Hello, Mr. Thousand Bones, sir. Sorry, were we talking too loud?
No, I wasn't sleeping very heavily anyway. I did want to tell you. I looked into that matter we discussed.
What matter?
Maybe I discussed it with the other members of your party. You had questions.
Maybe I should ask Damienn.
I don't know do you think he would be interested in that sort of thing in his current condition?
I think that if I didn't tell him that there was a person he could ask questions to, we would need to cast Raise Dead on me next. And Ophelia will go over and sort of. I think Damien's probably in like a sick ward tent or something, where he's on like a cot right now, and she'll sort of go into the healer's tent and like pull him out, because he's he's sort of small enough for Ophelia to do that, and he's like stumbling out in his little pajamas.
Do you rank Unia too? Or?
Yeah. Okay. Unia will come out. Why is everyone making so much noise?
And Thousand Bones will sort of lower himself steadily down onto a stump that is at the edge of the fire.
Oh my god, it's question time.
Yes. I had thought that it would be difficult to find one who knew of the Asgat. That's the Runelords.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, I did not need to look far. You see, the magic required to contact the dead is commensurate with how far they are in their journey in the afterlife.
Wait. Somebody involved with the Runelords died recently?
In fact, their soul has not even been judged.
I feel like is that a bad thing?
Well, given that we hadn't thought the Runelords lost for 10,000 years, it could be.
Fuck.
I suppose I have held their spirit as a wandering spirit while we were waiting for you, but I would like to release them.
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. Sure. We can have a talk. I'm not even tired a little bit anymore.
All right. Well, do you know what you will say as when they speak, their time will be limited?
Yeah, I've been working on a list of questions, and it looks like Unia held on to it while I was dead. Thank you, Unia.
No problem. I'm going back to bed.
No, you should stay for this.
Okay, and Thousand Bones sort of reaches into his pouch. He pulls out like a few spell components, and he starts to sort of like chant over them.
I will warn you, I do not know how powerful the spirit is. I will lose control of myself.
Lenore sort of sighs and holds up her fauchard. Well,
I trust that if they are violent, you will be able to defend yourselves and, I would hope, not harm me.
oh, Lenore turns her fauchard around so she's holding on to the stick end of it.
He starts to draw like a little circle around himself, and he casts some magic into it. He says, "This should keep it from leaving, but I do not know what will happen." And with that, he continues chanting, and you see as sort of a wind picks up around him, he holds his staff aloft, the raven head spinning in wide arcs, and you watch as like dust and arcane energy, well, divine energy actually, as dust and energy swirl around him in a spiral as he says some sort of incantation that's Damienn, you make out some words like from what you know of Shawanti, like he says something about the spiral and the river of souls and something like that, but it's like old magic. And as he does that, the swirling energy around him channels basically it goes up the staff and then shoots out the eyes of the raven skull.
Oh, that's cool.
And then washes over him, and a ghostly figure envelops Thousand Bones' form and sinks into him. And then he opens his eyes again, and they glow. And a different voice speaks out. In fact, a voice we've never heard before.
Oh my goodness sakes.
It's a beautiful guest.
Hello, beautiful guest.
Well, hello there.
Before we speak to the spirit, let me welcome you, Will.
Hello, Will.
Will is here from a place where he knows something about the Runelords. How do you know things about the Runelords, Will?
Been dealing with them for a bit, as it turns out. I'm part of a show called Third Action, where we've been doing Rise of the Runelords, but transferred to 2nd edition. So we've gotten to play through, and Greshi may have met a closer end than he would have liked at a certain point.
Oh
no. Well, what was bad for you is good for us. Because now Thousand Bones calls on the. Do you know when the character died? Like what date?
I do not off the top of my head. Unfortunately, once we've gotten into where he would have died, time got strange, and it was hard to keep track of exactly when we were.
Yes.
So
Interesting.
We'll have to try and figure that out at some point, but we're still not sure.
Exciting.
But anyway,
All right.
well, Will of third action. What sort of ghostly apparition appears?
You see a dwarf. It's a little hard to tell in his ghostly form, but his skin appears to be a bit darker. But what's notable about him, besides his average size, is the fact that he has a shaved head and no beard. It seems that he's meticulously kept that cleaned off. In fact, the only hair on his face is a pair of very large brown eyebrows. If you can see the rest of his form, it's mostly rags. He wears very little in the way of nice clothing, except for a pair of gloves that seem to be pink, possibly lacy sort of affair that he's adopted. But otherwise, you see darker browns and greens and just shoddy rags that have been ill-kept for probably many years.
And as Thousand Bones' ritual completes, you become aware of several figures standing around you.
Mm-hmm. There's a mermaid in a floating chair, and she sort of backs up a bit and with a little yelp. It's a ghost! Oh no! Oh dear!
What the hell? Is that a mermaid?
Oh, yes. Hello.
It does appear you're in some sort of desert.
This is not what it was.
That's a dwarf. Hello. I'm Ophelia. Are we supposed to wave to the ghost? Is it actually here? Yeah, I think if it acts like the wandering spirit, it's actually here. Oh gosh,
Ophelia looks quite embarrassed.
Yeah, let me try that again, like a little later. Damienn has questions,
And she points to a purple tiefling.
Little hoofy feet.
Who is an excitedly thrashing tail and hoofed feet that are sort of stamping impatiently.
Oh, what are those?
He looks a little pale, a little drawn right now, but also very excited to see you. His eyes are gleaming with interest and dozens of questions.
Hi, I'm Damienn. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
I have many questions about what the hell's going on here, but I'm called Greshy. Greshy Ironroot.
Greshy. Nice to meet you, Greshy. It's Greshy or Greshy?
Greshy.
Greshy. Nice to meet you. You know things about Runelords, according to the guy who summoned you here. His name is Thousand Bones. You're sort of standing in his general location.
The apparition itself has sort of faded into Thousand Bones' body, and you're basically seeing out of his eyes at this point.
That's somewhat uncomfortable.
You can sort of still have like the spectral after image of your face sort of like projecting out of his, but yeah.
Uncomfortable as this is, I suppose I'm dead then, huh? Well,
fortunately, apparently you died relatively recently as well, which had something to do with Runelord stuff.
I did, in fact. Well, I hope they're able to finish the job without me. That's not going to go well. Question about Runelords.
Do you remember? Yeah, do you remember how you died? What happened?
Have you heard of the Runeforge? I highly doubt it. I don't think you would have been there.
The what? Okay, start there. What's the Runeforge?
Right. God, it's complicated. There is a place that is not in this world. It is a realm that far to the north you have to get to the entrance of it, and it's someplace else. I can't even tell you exactly where it is. And it is I want to call it a school, but they're all full of themselves at this point. They're not really doing anything proper. All of the Runelords had sent people there to research and study, and it was supposed to be, I assume, neutral ground. Except Karzug attacked us, so I don't even know about that.
Oh, Karzug. We know about him.
Is he still around?
Kind of. Oh, I don't think so. We found a ruin of his. It's like to the northwest of here.
There's several of those. Where are they anyway?
We are at the Callow Mounds. It's up on the Storval Plateau in the Cinderlands. It's like a little bit north and a little bit east of Kermaga.
What you might know, it is east of the Storval Deep.
I do know that, in fact.
Well, it's about 175 miles east of Skull's Crossing.
So I've not been there. At least I don't think I've been that close to it.
Okay.
But at least I know the region you're talking about. I've dealt with it. Oh, is this a Shawanti? That makes sense.
Yes.
Neat.
Yes. We are in a sort of sacred burial mound place that's also neutral ground. Except, I feel like this is a pretty safe place in opposition to the place that you were talking about. Karzug attacked you?
His statue did. I couldn't honestly tell you how powerful he is at this point, but he seems to be getting stronger, or at least he was. Depends on how long ago I died.
Shit.
You just summoned me here?
Yeah. Mostly because, well, we went to this place that Karzug built. And we left it with more questions than
Acropolis
answers.
of the Thrall Keepers.
We went to this place that's called the Acropolis of the Thrall Keepers. It was built sort of as a research facility for Karzug, where he was summoning things, increasingly powerful monsters, and trying to recreate something called a rune well.
Yes. He has one of those. There's several of them around, but he has one.
Oh God. What are rune wells?
I don't know about his particular one. The ones that we've dealt with primarily they absorb sin. They absorb power from usually the souls of sinful folk. There were a bunch of deaths at Turtleback Ferry that went to be feeding him. A bunch of very greedy folk who were branded, essentially, and then murdered by, well, a number of things, unfortunately, but a flood primarily.
So, there was a town where a bunch of people started dying, and it fed this rune well?
And it wasn't just there. There were some smaller efforts in Magnemar, I believe, as well. There's different cults that we're dealing with. Being dead is weird.
That's worrisome. The town that we come from, Corvosa, has been dealing with several varied attempts to kill everyone in the city for a purpose that is as of yet unknown to us. And now that seems to be correlating a lot. That's bad.
All right. What year is it exactly?
So
it is October 16th, 4708.
It's 4708. Sort of later in the year.
Let's see.
Well, you don't know what needed.
4708. Wasn't that long ago then that we were in there, I think.
How long ago did you die?
Well, that's hard to say. Time doesn't work right in the Runeforge. I never got tired.
Yeah.
We were constantly working.
Timeless demiplane.
That sounds accurate, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah. No, that would definitely mess with your perception of time. Okay. Damienn is sort of rubbing his chin and like taking some notes on a pad and paper that Unia has helpfully handed to him as after he did some sort of searching through his pajama pockets for it and couldn't find it.
Nice.
Goodness, that's extremely concerning. We've also found some evidence that there was an arms race of some sort between the Runelords. Do you know anything about that? Was Karzug's attack on the Runeforge, did that have anything to do with that?
It did, sort of, I think. What I know is that there was a calamity that was about to come for them. So they all were looking for ways to survive, to try and make it through without dying, and I don't know exactly what Karzug did, but it had something to do with his Runeforge. And I believe it has to do specifically with what he's been doing, which is stealing souls, essentially, to power it, and somehow that will bring it back. The other Runelords were probably working on other things. I don't know, though. We hadn't dealt with them much.
Yeah, we found the remains of a failed attempt to recreate a rune well underneath Corvosa. It had been dedicated to Her Radiant Majesty Sortian.
who I gather is another Runelord.
Lost, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Queen Iliosa, the Queen of Korvosa, has also started calling herself Her Radiant Majesty, and who knows what that's supposed to mean.
That's quite concerning. I'll admit I hadn't been doing any looking into Sorshin coming back or none of that. Gunn was wanting us to prepare just in case, but all I'd heard of was Karzug. He's the only one who'd seemed to be active.
Karzug. Okay. We haven't seen... He didn't seem to have visited the Acropolis or anything, or his forces or anything like that. Hopefully your friends have been dealing with Karzug. We haven't heard anything about that over here, so... cross fingers, I guess?
Sure. Strange question. Have you seen a ghost dog anywhere?
I have not. Lenore, could you do see invisibility and see if there's like a ghost dog around here?
Yeah, sure. Lenore's eyes start glowing. Do I see any invisible ghost dogs?
You do not see any invisible ghost dogs.
There's no ghost dogs, I don't think.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's probably for the best. Phelan has things to do. Rather than dying. Regardless, so you're looking into Karzug? Is he he's still around then?
I mean, we're less worried about Karzug specifically and more just sort of about, Runelords that may be active and or working with Queen Iliosa, or Runelord magic that Queen Iliosa might be trying to replicate, or may have access to. In particular, she's been looking at a lot of artifacts and stuff that she's been digging out of the big black pyramid in Korvosa. It's called the Grand Mastaba. It's been here for a really long time. I was thinking it might be Thessalonian. Do you have any idea what's going on with that? Did you find out anything?
Not heard of it offhand. But I haven't been to Korvosa and we haven't dealt with anything that far south.
You're not missing out on much.
Oh, appreciate it. Tried to avoid it, in fact, when I was traveling this way, but...
If I may jump in, I'm going to cut in as Unia for a moment. You say that these rune wells, they're powered by souls.
Well, the rune well of grief is, I suppose it's not dealt with. We did see... there was one below Sandpoint that created something called a Synspawn. I don't know if you dealt with any of them. They're monstrous beings, just almost horrible, like, humanoid sort of abominations that come out of these rune wells.
What is...
Oh, God.
And Unia just kind of continues. What is required for a rune well to function?
That I don't know. I imagine blood. I imagine souls, or some sort of empowerment of sin. The Runelords were quite fond of sin in general. They gave into their vices pretty strong, unfortunately.
Anybody in the party who wants can make an intelligence check right now.
Ooh! All right.
If you haven't already thought of anything.
This is time for me to roll terribly as we roll an intelligence check for Damienn, who has an int mod of 8.
So, look at that natural 2 then.
Yeah, here we go.
Good luck.
Oh, I got an 8. 16. Let me see. Ophelia also has an int above 10, so let's have her roll as well.
Nice.
I got a 9 on die.
Oh no.
So that's an assist.
What did you get total?
I've got an 18 so far.
Yeah.
I can have Lenore and Unia also help because they're here. Maybe we should have Trinia roll?
Was it? Before you keep rolling, is anything standing out to you, Daft?
To me, I am concerned that Ilios is trying to make a rune well work by sacrificing all of Korvosa, which is concerning to me. but that wasn't the answer you were looking for.
Nope.
Here, I'm gonna have other characters
No,
roll.
you're. I think that's it.
No, I want Trini to also roll.
Trini doesn't have a very high int much.
Well, no, but Trini, it's over 10, right? She's
Let me see. Was that Trinia or?
no.
Oh, okay.
That was Damienn and Ophelia.
I'll roll for Trinia. But it's kind of more the academic side, so it's not really a thing that Trinia gets. Ability checks, so she can aid, but I don't think she'll be able to get the answer.
Oh, fuck off!
No, she wasn't there. She wasn't there for the thing that I'm thinking of here.
Okay, 20. 20.
Like, Trinia just goes like, I don't get it. What's significant about this? Like, is it the souls? Is it the blood? And as she sort of says, is it the blood? Damienn, you would recall something. As Bloodveil was falling upon Corvosa, there was a drive to test people. The Queen's physicians went around collecting samples of blood from everyone in Corvosa.
And we never found those samples. They sent them somewhere.
Never found the samples.
Oh shit. Okay, so Trinia says that, and then Damienn sort of just puts both of his hands against his face like Edvard Munch scream style and goes,
Shit. The samples, the blood samples.
"What?
The blood samples that the Queen's physicians were taking during Bloodveil. We didn't find them.
Weren't they in the box that vampire had?"
No, those were different blood samples. We never found out what happened to the blood of the people from Corvosa.
Specifically, the samples in the box you were able to identify came from people in Varno County and Ustalav.
Yes. That was his. They were like his Capri
Travel,
Sun,
yeah.
his Capri Sun pouches to drink while he was here.
Yes. Now, I will say about now, the form of the dwarf begins to fade a bit.
Wait, one more question. We've been dealing with the Red Mantis assassins a lot. Please tell me you've heard of them. Do they have anything to do with the Runelords?
No, not that I know of. Red Mantis?
Okay.
Green
They're
Peacock.
not working at the behest of a Runelord or something?
No, the Peacock Spirit I've heard about, but not anything about Red
Peacock
Mantis.
Spirit.
I has something
Okay.
to do with Pride. What's his name?
If any of you want to roll a knowledge history
I'm
check
rolling so
or
well
knowledge
tonight.
nobility.
Yeah, we'll
It's a
see.
high DC.
No.
You have no idea who the Peacock Spirit or a guy.
Damienn sort of looks at you with a lost expression on his face.
I don't know. Thank you for the question. Thank you for talking to us. I'm so sorry you're dead. I hope you have a nice time in the afterlife. What am I supposed to say to things like this?
Ophelia sort of takes over.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for answering our questions. Rest peacefully. Yeah, rest peacefully.
I will see about that. Good luck with whatever this is going on here.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
Thank you for not being a scary ghost. Bye.
And do you have any remaining questions as your vision of the material plane begins to fade?
Mostly just concerned about what happened after he passed. There's a danger that may not have been addressed that still might be extant.
If Karzug shows up here, we'll kick his ass.
Damienn cracks his knuckles, then goes, "Ow."
Well, if he shows up here, you're too late, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
Hopefully not.
Good luck.
Great.
And with,
Bye.
The four members of the party standing, waving at you like you're leaving their house.
congratulations, Shinji.
Y'all come back soon now, you hear?
Now, if anybody wants to know more about what happened with Karzug and the Rune Forge and stuff like that, where could they find out more about that?
Well, they can either go to catch up on our VODs on YouTube, at youtube.com/thirdaction, or you can check out our podcast in podcast form. And we stream every Monday at 8:30 on Twitch at twitch.tv/thirdaction.
Lovely.
Awesome.
I'll have to check it out. Thank you
All right.
so much for being here.
Thank you,
It's a
Will.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having you.
All right.
Bye, Will.
Take care.
All right. And all right. And as Will leaves,
Goodbye, Will.
so too does the spirit.
We will miss you. I'm waving, even though nobody can see me.
So that was cool.
Yeah, and now all of my characters are extremely
They're
concerned.
very concerned now. Yeah. I was very excited for you to get some of that information. Some of it I didn't even know.
Yeah. So
Actually, a lot of it I didn't even know. Which is why we brought Will on.
with sort of the exertion of having stood up and been excitedly asking questions and not really quite breathing properly, Damienn sways on his hoofs a little bit, sort of lead everybody back to the healer's tent where he's been convalescing. I like that word, convalescing. And he'll go and sit down on his little cot, and everybody else will sort of take seats. I think there are probably some chairs nearby.
Absolutely not.
No,
Why would there ever be chairs?
Ophelia has her own chair already, and
Thought I hadn't prepared my own.
I'm not casting Finn's Defeat at 2 a.m. It's not happening. So they'll all sort of sit around as they take in the danger. Has Thousand Bones come with?
Thousand Bones, following the ritual, has sort of deflated a bit, but he does sort of escort Damienn to his convalescence ward.
Thank you so much. I have no idea what that felt like for you, but I imagine it was probably kind of scary.
It is not magic that I deal with very often.
Well, thank you for doing it. The spirit didn't do anything violent or weird or anything.
Good.
He seemed like a normal guy.
Seemed like a good person.
Yeah. Did you see his dog? I'm sorry, I'm deflecting.
Damienn he's holding on to his tail now and sort of like wringing his hands.
I think Queen Iliosa might be trying to power a rune well with the blood of Corvosans.
Well, as I said, I don't know much about that. I don't know what a rune well is capable of. But
Yeah,
it cannot be good.
extremely powerful magic was sort of the overarching idea there.
And blood magic at that.
Yeah. One of the things that happened when the Queen's physicians were taking blood from people in Corvosa is that simultaneously they were also infecting them with a disease that was supposed to kill them. So
Yes,
there's the blood and then there's the sacrifice.
I was fortunate to be out of Corvosa when the plague struck.
Yeah.
Well, fortunate is a difficult thing to weigh. I was out of Corvosa for my grandson's funeral,
Yeah.
but
It kept you from getting blood veil.
I guess.
I got blood veil once. It was terrible.
And Thousand Bones is going to be like, all right, on that note, I am really old, and I'm really tired.
Yeah, you've gone above and beyond. Go rest. Thank you so
I'm going to
much.
take a very, very long nap.
Well, it's the middle of the night. You could probably sleep.
Yeah, even better. Hey, leans over on his staff and falls asleep. No, no, he goes off to his tent. And I think the rest of you, do you also fall asleep?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And no more disturbances in the night.
Damienn, make a will save.
Don't do my job for me. Damienn, make a will save.
Damn it. Okay. 17 on die for a total of 26.
Yeah, it's all good. You sleep pretty well.
Okay, all things considered. I think that if there are extra cots, the party might sort of group up and sleep next to Damienn, who has, clearly been deeply disturbed by the revelations at hand, as have they all, and maybe just staying together here tonight.
Yeah. You do have like really weird dreams during the night.
Oh.
Of being in water, the water boiling around you. You see iron bars around you, a five-horned devil looming out of the shadows.
Five horns.
Yes, 5 horns.
That's a lot of horns.
Yes. And
Why is he telling me to honk if I'm horny?
you wake up the next day with a terrible fever.
Oh no. Oh no.
Rather, you feel really warm, but you also don't feel bad.
Damienn opens his eyes and sort of starts looking around. Unia. What? Unia has been, he finds Unia has been sleeping in a chair next to his cot, keeping an eye on him. They sort of rub their eyes and sort of crack their back. What's going on? What's happened?
And Unia, looking at Damienn, you actually see that there are scorch marks around on his bedroll.
Oh, good lord!
From like in the shape of his body.
What's happened to your bedroll?
You can see a sort of a faint glow, like in his eyes.
Get out of the bedroll. Get out of the cot. What? Something's wrong.
I feel really warm.
I don't know what's happening. I want Unia to make a heal check.
Sure.
I found my physical die. Let's roll it. Hey! 37.
37. All right.
I've got one job here and it's stupid, but I'm going to do it.
Damienn is hot. Damienn is, you might say quite literally, burning up. You can barely get close to him because he's radiating off like a lot of heat.
You are extremely warm, and I don't mean in a feverish sort of way, as in I was going to check your temperature, but I fear I will burn myself.
Unia, how's your knowledge planes?
Oh, I have 6 ranks in knowledge planes for a total
Give me a
of
knowledge planes
for
check.
a total of 8. I got a 19 on die for a 27.
Unia, you gather that Damienn has been infused with planar energy from the plane of fire. Just a bit.
You seem to have a bit of, and Unia's going to cast Detect Magic and sort of look Damienn up and down.
No, like magic.
Some sort of elemental connection? Some sort of connection to the plane of fire? How did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
What? How did, like, the plane of fire is inside me or something?
Unia, well, you did get eaten by a large fiery worm who you said was infused with energy from the plane of fire. So maybe that's how it happened?
Oh, shit. I'm not going to turn into a worm, am I? Do I have more teeth? Do I have more teeth than usual?
No, you look fine.
Amazing. So Damienn, a couple of things are going to happen. One, your base speed increases by 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
Do you have low light vision?
I have dark vision. I
You
do not have
gain low light vision.
All right.
And anytime you deal fire damage, be it through a spell or cards, you deal an extra d6 of fire damage.
Ooh. That makes me want to charge up my cards with flaming instead of shocking.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, let me increase my base speed by 10 feet. and put some notes down.
As you have gained part of the element infused creature template. Not the whole thing, because that would be bust as fuck. You are not immune to fire.
No.
You are. Do you have fire resistance?
I have fire resistance 5.
Make it 10.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I add 1d6 to fire damage that I deal. I have a fire resistance 10, a 10-foot increase to my movement speed, and what was the other thing?
Low light vision.
Low light vision. Okay. And low light.
And we'll assess whether we want to give you more of the powers of the fire infused template. Yeah.
Interesting.
Can I turn it off? Can I stop burning my
Give me a
bed
will
sheets?
save. Or a fortitude save. Actually, give me a fortitude save.
Okay. Well, right now, Damien's fortitude saves are actually better than his will saves.
Nice.
Actually, they're usually better. 18?
Let me see. What is your charisma mod?
-1.
Oh, well, you succeed then. Basically, sorry, what was your total again?
18.
All right, so 10 plus half level, so 15 is your DC. So you manage to sort of focus for a little bit and just sort of tense your muscles, and the fire sort of dissipates.
Unia begins
You will no longer, if you do this, you will not deal your extra D6. It is a standard action to suppress.
Oh, okay.
You still keep the increased movement speed and the low light vision.
Okay. Unia begins waving their hand in front of their face as the sort of scorched bedroll smoke begins to waft out of the bedroll and into the rest of the convalescence tent. People, Lenore wakes up. What's burning? What's happening? Damien, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little.
He's not entirely okay. It's an entire thing.
It's a little.
I'll catch you up on it.
Arcanely weird. I'm okay, but different.
Oh, Damien. Gosh, I thought you went through puberty already, but we can talk more about it later.
No, it's not like that. God.
Does this mean I have to have the talk with him?
I have no interest in receiving another talk.
Oh, okay. So, with that out of the way, what do you guys want to do?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, defeating Cindermaw was the last thing on our list of things to do to impress the Sklar-Quah.
I believe it was.
Now, we have run into a little bit of a stumbling block in that now the Sklar-Quah blame us, rightly, for bringing the Red Mantis assassins here, even though their context for it is wrong. And so I feel like before we go, it might be good to ask Thousand Bones or Chief One Life or somebody who's had dealings with the Sklar-Quah if there's anything that they really like to receive as gifts, or the things that might make them appreciate our presence a little bit more than they would otherwise. Something that would impress them or make them feel better about us. Or
let's see. I think Thousand Bones would go, I am sorry, but this is a journey you will have to undertake on your own.
Oh, okay.
I can render no aid from this point.
That's fine. Just, do you think that they have like favorite foods or favorite flowers?
Let me see. They do like. Hold on. I do have something for this.
Please don't say they like really spicy food, because we did sell the sustaining spoon.
They exclusively eat spicy food.
Fire is their whole thing.
It's kind of their thing, yes.
Wait, the Flask of Curses is gone too. Did you guys sell that?
yes, we sold that.
But we could have used it.
When?
when were we going to use something that would put a curse on someone when they tried to heal themselves? When were we going to use that, Damienn?
I don't know.
I got over 15,000 gold for it. You now have additional diamond dust for casting stone skin. Perhaps you could cast it on yourself next time and not die.
Okay,
Oh
I
my
get
gosh.
it. I get it.
Brutal. You need to tell us what you really think.
I worked really hard yesterday to bring you back. I don't know why it was so difficult. I'm worried that next time I won't be able to do it. Please don't die again.
Wow, that was surprisingly vulnerable of you to say.
Stop it.
Okay. I forget you said anything.
Yes, if you bring them ember poppies, they will probably be happy.
Ember poppies.
Yes.
Oh, those were the flowers that were near Cinderma's place.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to go back to Cindermalls and get ender poppies, or that would be another 4 days?
Oh, Jesus.
It's been 7 days.
you need, I can shadow walk and get them. No. Like, let's just go.
Okay. All right.
Maybe we can find some ember poppies on the way there.
Okay. Yeah, you can give a survival check if you want.
Yeah.
They grow in the Cinderlands, not exclusively in Cindermall's area.
Yeah, let's make a survival check. Come on, Lenore. 25.
Yeah.
Now I'm rolling well.
Yeah, you find a couple ember poppies.
Lenore will
Okay, like 6 ember poppies.
Yeah, Lenore will
Little orange and red poppies.
get a little trowel out of one of the adventuring gear kits and just sort of like dig them up. And then Damienn will use the wand of create water to moisten up their dirt a little bit as they sort of sit in like a little pot.
They're really good for making bagels or failing drug tests.
Amazing. So we have those. Notably, we have Damienn figured that cutting them would probably be seen as well, there's a possibility, like an outside chance, that cutting them and bringing them to them might be seen as disrespectful. So if they don't like that they're in a pot, we can cut them then.
Right. So let's fast forward. Like a day or two later.
Is True Speaker Akram coming with us?
Yeah, that's kind of the gig.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
True Speaker Ackerman accompanies you.
Yes. We forgot to collect him before we left.
No, you've got him. He's
All
with
right.
you. I've been with you the entire time.
Ah!
Hello.
You don't have to stand right behind me like
You were
that.
dead for a week. You're now radiating planar energy from the plane of fire.
Yeah. What of it?
That is something that is happening right now.
Okay. I can stop
I
it.
have one job, and it's stupid.
I don't think it's stupid at all. Annoying, yes, but not
I have
stupid.
come to like you, Damienn.
Oh my god, thank you.
You are entertaining.
Guys, he likes me.
Right. So, you will, marching westward
Yes.
to the Yondabakare River,
Yes.
to a point where the river is wide and shallow and can be forded.
Yes.
There is a village surrounded by timbers that seem to have been imported from quite far away, in a palisade wall, and there are markings, Shawanti symbols that indicate that this fort held by the Sklar-Quah.
Yes.
They call it Flameford.
Flameford.
To that end, there are like giant burning braziers placed at strategic locations around. It's kind of just an intimidation thing, but they do seem to be enchanted with continuous flame.
Okay.
Like a big one.
That's cool.
So yeah, it is up on a mesa overlooking the river.
Ooh.
With these wooden spars jammed into the ground around it.
Horsies.
Yes. You will be so you cross the river and then you need to approach from the north.
Yes.
You could approach from the south. However, it seems that most things are oriented with north being like the primary entrance.
Yeah, we'll approach from the north so that we aren't seen as like trying to sneak up on them or something. How is Ophelia's Shawanti doing? She's had like a week and a half now.
Fluent.
Yeah.
You've picked up pieces here and there, and you feel pretty comfortable with speaking Shawanti at this point.
I will say that while they were traveling to get the diamond for Damienn, she was learning Shawanti from Truth Speaker Akram.
There is a look as you're getting closer here that this place is a much more permanent home than the Callow Mounds or anything that you saw with the Runelords. And as you are approaching, there are in fact guards who are like watching you from the top of the ridge. They are on horseback, much like someone else from the Sklar-Quah who was on horseback. The horses are outfitted in armor that seems to be made of hoops of grass secured around various points of their bodies. As you approach, one of them will hold up a hand indicating that you need to stop. The others will ready javelins.
Oh boy.
To throw at you.
We will stop. Ophelia will take one, will sort of scooch sideways so that she's sort of standing in front of everybody else with her hands up. And speaking in Shawanti, she will say, "Hello, we are the Cover of Night. We are here to seek the approval of the Sklar-Quah. We come bearing gifts." She will gesture toward the potted ember poppies. "We recognize that we have not made the best first impression, but we have undertaken a great number of dangerous and honorable feats to gain your respect."
And as you're saying that, give me a perception check real quick.
All right. Lenore. Very perceptive, Lenore.
No, Ophelia, give me a perception
okay.
check.
All right.
Because
Ophelia,
you're the one who's
that makes
sort of
sense.
approaching a bit.
Yep. That's a 17.
Ophelia.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check this. As you are approaching to get sort of into speaking range of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. You instantly feel pain shoot through your entire body, radiating from your foot.
What?
Like
Ow!
stepping on a Lego.
Ow!
And make a reflex save.
Okay. 25.
Okay. You do not manage to further injure your legs. However, you realize that you are in difficult terrain as you are in an area of spiky stones.
Oh.
And the warriors looking down at you just stare.
Okay. We won't come any closer.
Did I take any damage?
Yeah, you took 1 point of piercing damage.
1 point of piercing damage. Okay.
Okay. Well. So that was a thing that happened. I think we can all agree that booby trapping around one's own base is an acceptable thing to do and a good strategy.
As you're approaching, a man will emerge from the tent immediately to the south of you. He is a very muscular but noticeably older man. He has draped over his shoulders a cloak with fur and some sort of animal teeth holding it together. And he has red lines painted along his skull or along his bald head, and down his neck.
He is really muscular.
And
wow.
he has some kind of giant tusks framing his head as he approaches you and just says, "You are the ones my son told me about. Yes."
Hey, Crojan! Lenore
And
waves.
coming and stepping out of the tent behind him, you will see Crojan eats what he kills. You have come close enough.
Okay.
The man says. And Crojan goes, "You stepped on the rocks."
Yeah, I did. It's everybody thinks it's very funny. Yep.
Yeah. Yep, it's really funny. It's my favorite trap.
I'm bleeding. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you should probably seek medical attention. Otherwise, you could really fuck up your feet.
Yeah.
And the older man holds up his hand and goes, "That is enough. Tell me, for what reason do you see yourselves as worthy to trespass upon our land?"
Well, as Truth Speaker Akram here can attest.
Hello, I'm Truth Speaker Akram. Yes, I know who you are.
He's from the Lyroon-Quah.
I'm from the Lyroon-Quah.
Yes, we do. And he has been accompanying us as we do great deeds throughout the Cinderlands. First among them, we cleared a monster from the Lyroon-Quah's temple.
Akram holds up a hand and goes, "Maybe let me handle this part."
Oh, okay. Go for it.
These adventurers came to the Cinderlands seeking knowledge, and they have done much in their pursuit of it. They cleared the Temple of the Moon of a beast, I believe called a Red Reaver.
Yes.
I did not witness them killing the creature, but they said that they killed it.
Yes, we did it before you arrived.
And Tekrakai of the Moon Maidens also said that they did this. The beast was dead. I interrogated the beast, and it was not able to confirm that they killed it because it did not speak any language. But I have walked with them for about 2 weeks now, and they have comported themselves with honor and with honesty. Their goals are true. They speak their purpose. It is true your son has probably told you that we were attacked by Red Mantis. But you must know, anyone who seeks to upset the balance of power makes enemies. Are we to believe that the Sklar-Quah would have us bury our heads in the sand and wait for everything to pass?
Oh shit.
And Crojan sort of bristles at this, but the older man nods his head. These people have fought against tyranny, against Corvosa, and they have done so valiantly, without fear of death, with conviction that their mission is necessary. They are, when offered the chance for deception, they chose truth. They have my endorsement. They fought the beast Cindermaw, as Sklar-Quah once did. Lenore Milosevic was swallowed by the creature and cut herself free. And is it not true that a Sklar-Quah declared Shamek once did so and was reborn? And the old man nods his head. That is true. So the legends say. She has done this, and while she cannot be reborn as Shawanti, Perhaps it is time to greet her and the rest of them as new people who have shed their pasts for a new purpose. This one perished. He points at Damienn.
Yep, did that. Didn't come back quite right.
He has endured fire and no small amount of hardship in being returned to life by their cleric.
Hello.
And he still stands before you. They believe in their purpose. All they seek is audience with your son, Shaman.
The old man crosses his arms, looks all of you over, looks at Krojan. Have you anything to say?
Whatever they did, they brought those people, the ones with the insect masks, here. The conflict in Korvosa spills out into the countryside. If they had not brought them, they would come soon enough.
He looks at you. He says,
The Queen of Korvosa has greater ambition than her own domain.
and he looks at Krojan.
Would you have us wait, boy? Wait for them to come to us? Or will you fight them as they appear? If it weren't for them, they wouldn't be here.
The old man looks at him.
Perhaps not yet. Consider this practice.
You may enter. Here's the pattern that you need to step in order to get through the spike stones.
The pattern appears is a straight walk across.
Yes. It's every square except the one that Ophelia stepped. And he gestures for you to come. Actually, one of the Thundercallers will basically hop out to you, like sort of dodging between spike stones, and then he'll just go walk this way and hop back similarly.
We will follow single file very carefully.
And they bring you to a large fire ring in the center of the camp, surrounded by stones and logs, and where a large fire burns.
As Lenore passes Krojan, she's going to give him a little wink.
And Krojan sort of scowls at you, like...
Lenore giggles a little bit. Not girlishly, just sort of in a Lenore-ish kind of way.
And so the chief will sit opposite your side of the fire, and he will say, "Tell me, in your words, why we should speak to you." Actually, first he gestures for you to be seated.
We will seat ourselves.
Well, sir, we have a mission of dire importance, one that will affect the lives of everyone here, in addition to the lives of the people in our own home. As you know, our Queen Iliosa Arabasti, has dreams of power beyond her station as queen, and may indeed be focusing on gaining arcane powers that not even the Runelords were able to gather for themselves.
Ophelia sort of looks over at Damienn.
We spoke to a spirit through Thousand Bones last night.
Or how many days did it take to get up here?
Yeah, about a day.
A couple of nights ago. And this spirit knew of the Runelords and what they'd been working on, And it seems like Queen Iliosa is using blood sacrifices of Corvosans to power some sort of extremely powerful ancient magic device. We know that she's in league with what remains of a powerful dragon known as Kazavan. The same dragon that was slain by a member of the Sklar-Quah, a shaman named Koja Isaflame, who took one of its pieces and sealed it away in the Grand Mastaba. We would like to speak with your sun shaman to see if we can learn how to destroy it, so that we can weaken Queen Iliosa enough that we can stop her.
And the chieftain, I don't know if he said this, he introduces himself as Chief Reddy Clar. Chief Reddy Clar sort of sits sort of like leaning on one knee with his elbow, like pondering this as he stares into the fire. You ask for the knowledge of my people. Knowledge that has been passed down and held sacred. You have done much to prove yourself to the other Quah. But you are still Shamek. Actually, roll a diplomacy as part of this.
Alrighty. Ophelia, come on, Ophelia. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a group check.
Okay.
They're all group check staff.
Okay. So that's a natural 1 on Ophelia for a total of 23.
It's always a group check.
Okay. Lenore does not aid. Unia
Trinia gets a 31.
Unia does not aid. Damienn does aid. So we have a 31 with 2 aids.
So
35.
So with a 35, and if not for Akram speaking on your behalf, I would have simply turned you away.
We understand.
You are Shamek.
Yes. Nothing we can do will change that.
The right to speak with the Sun Shaman is not extended to those we cannot trust.
There's a trial here that we can undertake, isn't there? The trial of the totem.
He sort of looks at you, and you see almost like a faint smile come over his face. The trial of the totem is a grueling rite, not for the faint of heart.
Well, if we had faint hearts, we wouldn't be here.
Well spoken. If you undertake the trial of the totem, then you will earn your right to speak to the Sun Shaman. Those who remain standing at the end may hear his words.
Oh boy. Is this a test of strength? A test of endurance? Don't tell me it's a test of mental fortitude, please.
And basically, as you request to take the trial of the totem, everybody kind of falls silent. When Reddy Clar tells you about it, a tent opens, and you see walking stiffly, with legs that don't seem to bend exactly as they should. You see a man with cracked skin, sun-baked face, white eyebrows, and a green cloak fastened around him. He is almost doubled over completely with a bent back. And as he emerges from his tent, it's off to the southeast here.
Ah, hello.
Everybody falls silent and everybody looks at him. He walks up. Oh, sorry, let me put these guys in the right spot. He walks up, just sort of taking slow, careful steps, hands behind his back. He walks up to Ready Clar, puts a hand on his shoulder, and just whispers something in Ready Clar's ear. Okay, as he says that, Chief Ready Clar says, "If you'll excuse me, I must speak with the Sun Shaman in private."
Oh, can I have Lenore make a perception check to see if she can hear what was whispered? Oh no, she doesn't understand Shawanti. Could I have Ophelia or Damienn?
Yeah, you could.
All right, let's have Damienn. Damien's a nosy little fuck. 33.
33. He didn't actually say anything. He just put a hand on the guy's shoulder and leaned in.
Whisper. Okay. We'll wait out here. Yeah.
And they walk off slowly to the Sun Shaman's tent. As they do so, the area falls quiet.
Hey, Grojan. How you doing?
I've been better.
You had a lot of intelligence damage after you left the place. Is your head feeling better?
I'm fine.
Do you want to play another game of Sredna?
No.
You sure? I mean, we gotta do this.
If I entertained your request, I'd be acknowledging that you belong here. And you don't.
Oh. Just talking to me doesn't count, though, right?
And from there, he goes silent.
God damn it. Do you still want the flowers? We have flowers.
And none of the Sklar-Quah speak to you.
Fuck, okay.
15 minutes go by of silence. People just standing around you.
This feels familiar.
Staring at you. Akram leans in. Because you have requested the trial of the totem, the Sun Shaman must converse with the chieftain to determine if you are worthy of taking the trial. Not everyone is, you see. If he rejects your request, he will come out here and tell them that you are not worthy, and then we will all be disemboweled and hung from the cliffs.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I've always wanted to be hung from a cliff.
It's the standard punishment for trespassing.
Okay, great. Awesome. Fantastic. Eleanor sort of swallows hard and starts wringing sort of the edge of her cloak between her hands.
Mm-hmm.
Damienn is chewing his nails to stubs. Ophelia is sitting very still and trying to look composed.
Mm-hmm. 30 minutes go by.
Unia is sort of slumped over.
45 minutes go by.
My legs are falling asleep.
People still standing, still watching you.
Hey, are any of you getting tired? You can go about your business.
They don't stop.
Okay.
An hour passes. And the tent flaps open on the Sun Shaman's yurt. Walking in his slow, measured steps, the Sun Shaman approaches again. Chief Ready Claw takes his place at the south end of the fire circle, and the Sun Shaman stands in the path to his yurt. And finally, his mouth opens, and he speaks with the voice of Danny Trejo, a voice that I am not capable of doing, so I'm not even going to try. He's just kind of like a Danny Trejo looking motherfucker, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. He has a lot lighter skin than Danny Trejo. He's kind of orange.
Yeah, he's kind of orange.
But that's the Sun Shaman thing.
Yeah. He's got a very detailed tattoo of sort of coiling flames going from his chest up his neck and up the side of his head. And he's got very impressive bushy white eyebrows, some nice gold earrings, and an extremely severe expression.
Yeah. And like the kind of expression that only Danny Trejo can
the
do.
Danny Trejo kind of expression.
He doesn't have any facial hair though.
No. But he's scowling like Danny Trejo does.
Yes, exactly. And he finally goes, "Step forward and speak your names."
Lenore Milosove. Unia of the 13th Guise.
Ophelia Siren, also known as Siren. Damienn Cosmos. And Trinia Sabor.
Lenore Milosove. Unia of the 13th Guise. Ophelia Siren. Damienn Cosmos. Trinia Sabor. I permit you to take the trial of the totem.
Hey, yeah, no getting disemboweled and hung from cliffs. That's awesome.
Not yet.
I'm going to count it as a win, sir.
And the crowd sort of like erupts in like arguments, and a lot of people like sort of waving their hands. Krojan himself just says, "You cannot possibly let these people stay in our camp. They are dangerous."
Krojan, you were going to have me get disemboweled and hung from a cliff? That hurts, man. I thought we were getting along so well.
They are bringing their war here when we could be preparing to mop up the ashes when they've torn themselves apart.
And as he starts to say it, he looks at, you see him like looking at the Sun Shaman, and the Sun Shaman just gives him this blank stare, as if what he's saying has no importance at all. And Krojan, and he storms off. He leaps onto one of his horses and motions for several of his riders to come with him.
Ophelia sort of leans forward to Lenore. So, you still feeling that romantic tension? Not now.
And the Sun Shaman watches him go. Just,
he's kind of being an asshole.
Arrogant
Respectfully.
boy. Arrogant boy. He has the fire of youth.
Yeah.
And Rediclar, the chieftain, seems very angry at Krojan. Like you see like a vein like pulsing in his head, just as he glares at Krojan as Krojan rides away. The Sun Shaman waits for the commotion to die down. One by one, anybody who voiced their objections wilt before the Sun Shaman's gaze. And when all have gone quiet, he says, "The trial will begin at sunrise. Make whatever preparations you need."
I hate to be that guy. What exactly does the trial entail that we may prepare?
And basically, he just goes, "You must endure."
Endure what?
He turns and he walks away.
Great. Awesome. Love going into trials without any knowledge of what is actually going to happen.
Damienn, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You gonna die again?
I mean, maybe.
You're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. You always come prepared. I trust you.
Akram sort of says, "You must forgive me. My custom forbids me from sharing a sunrise with the Sklar-Quah. I must leave you now."
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I didn't realize. Yeah, go ahead. And thank you for your testimony and your endorsement.
I speak only what I have seen.
And I saw you say that you liked me.
You're a good kid.
Oh my God, did you hear that? He said I'm a good kid.
I have the ability to cast Detect Good. I did it on one of the days that we were together.
Can I give you a hug?
No.
Please.
Holds out his hand.
Fist bump.
Okay.
Fist bump.
Just a little dap.
And he goes,
Teleport!
Wait, this whole time you could teleport? What the fuck?
from somewhere in the distance you hear, "It's actually a dimension door." Right.
All right.
And you stay the night with the Sklar-Quah. They put you up in a guest tent.
Mm-hmm.
And in the morning,
Yes.
about an hour before dawn, you are awakened by the Sun Shaman, who tells you to follow him, speaking softly. And he starts to walk you out. Doing anything special?
I would like to start preparing spells.
Okay. Well, you'll have time to figure out what spells you have prepared.
Okay.
He walks you out for about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Ophelia's going to cast Finn's Defeat for the day.
To a raised mesa. This is Bolt Rock, where storms gather. The trial of the totem is as follows. You must raise sun totems atop Bolt Rock. As one's seeking knowledge, you will be represented by a single totem. You will choose your totem. You will carry them to the lower tier of Bolt Rock and stand them on the ground. And you must keep them standing for a day. The next day, you must move your totems to the higher level. And you must keep them upright. On the third day, any totem still standing indicates that you have passed the trial.
Well, fuck, we really could have used those immovable rods, huh?
Customarily, this right is used to grant citizenship in the Sklar-Quah. But that is not something you can gain. But pass the trial, and I will speak with you.
Okay. All right.
You will not be given any food or water during the trial.
Are we allowed to bring our own?
Bring what you can.
Okay.
You will need it.
It's the way we like it.
And then he turns around and starts walking away.
Hey, thank you. You didn't have to do any of this for us. I appreciate not having my intestines hanging out of my tummy right now.
He stops, his back still to you.
I am not doing it for you.
He looks back over his shoulder.
Who are you doing it for?
The knowledge that you seek is sacred for many reasons. It is one of the last things my tribe holds that your people do not know, and it is for good reason. Every piece we have ever given you has turned against us. We hold this because it is our last defense. But if things are as you say, it may be too late. I, even with my power, could not share this knowledge with you. But pass the test, and none can object to my decision.
We will let you down.
And he starts to walk away. Right. And as the sun starts to rise, it reveals the totems. They are quite large. 10 feet tall and decorated with numerous sigils. The bottom of each is rounded. They are currently stored in little square stone pods at the base of the rock. And when you go to move them, you will find out that they weigh 500 pounds.
Oh boy.
Good luck! We'll pick up with that next time.
On
Curse of the Crimson Throne.
Will our heroes be able to survive the trial of the totem? Doesn't seem like surviving it's the most important part. Anyway, Tavern to Roll is produced by David Clark and Katie Dutcher. Curse of the Crimson Throne, Rise of the Runelords, and the Pathfinder role-playing game are property of Paizo and are used in accordance with their community use policy. Again, thanks to Will from Third Action for coming on the show. We've really appreciated your insight into Rise of the Runelords, and it saves us having to run an entire other adventure just to get a little bit of context. If you want to see that entire adventure, you can check out Third Action. I in particular am going to be checking them out on YouTube, where they have completed the entire Rise of the Runelords adventure path. This session features music from Michael Ghelfi Audio, including I Dream of Broken Machines and Moonlight Tavern, as well as Neverending Night and the Ascension of Arthur. We are on BlueSky at To Having to Roll. Rain is also at Rain0 on there. Daft is at Doc Prodigy on BlueSky. We will put links to Third Action's information in the description below. We are on Tumblr, tavintroll.tumblr.com. Be sure to check that out, and we look forward to seeing you next time on To Having to Roll. little guest
Yes.
appearance that we have.
Future Rain listening to this and editing it. I love you. I am
Aw.
sorry for burping. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Future
fine.
Rain.
I can speak for Future Rain. I know what he thinks. Partner in grime.
Hmm?
That's
me.
That's Daft.
That's me.
She is my partner in grime. This is, in fact, a thing we commonly say to each other.
Yes. This may not even make it into the bloopers for being so personal.
Or maybe it will, because I think it's funny. Can't stop me from putting anything in the bloopers.
That's
Don't
fair.
you know who I am? I'm the guy who's gonna burn your house down with the bloopers.
But you live here.
What? Oh, not you.
You just
sort
said
of the general you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a general, so...
Oh, well, fuck off, I guess.
Okay, maybe I will.
You won't. Bet you won't. Anyway, sorry. What the fuck are we doing? If you would like to place your guys on the map,
Today we learned that Galarian is round.
discovering this for the first time in the history of Galarian.
Laura's like, holy shit. No, Lenore has knowledge geography.
You have 5 ranks of knowledge
Lenore
geography.
has 6 ranks in knowledge geography.
Yeah, you know the Galarian's round.
Unia goes, oh my gods. They have no ranks in knowledge geography.
All I've ever known about the world is through maps. Never found the samples. Hold on.
Percy's attacking a
Cat
box.
is doing crimes.
He's 8 months old.
Oh.
He's just reaching the bastard age of
Of course.
kidnapping.
Lovely.
Maybe. Yes, wow. Yes. Thank you, princess. Beautiful. Yes. I'd like to open this session as close as we can get to a cold open. I know we've already done the
Cold.
intro. We've already done the intro title and everything. Maybe I'll just cut to this. Who knows?
Cold, like a corpse. We open.
We don't need to give credit to like Syrinscape or Philip or anything like that, right?
Oh, no, forget about that.
Fuck them. We're gonna cold open right now.
All right.
This is a cold open.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
I don't think I can call it a cold open anymore.
Lukewarm opening?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
lukewarm opening.
Anyway, lukewarm opening.